Hey folks, what is going on out there today? Another lovely day for us in my part of the world today. We've been going straight sun for most of a week, so I guess we get a little retribution from the spring rainy weather we had for a good 2.5, 3 weeks. Now today we are going to be running through one of the tasks on Tassie Trailing that will be available for you guys eventually. I saw today and had somebody message me, I just noticed, and said that they updated the Xbox Series to the May 2nd update for some reason, so guess I'm glad they finished that up a bit. So I don't know what the heck's going on with approval these days. Seems like we're working backwards. We had a pretty good run there for a couple months, but I don't know. Maybe they like to take lots of holidays this time of year. Not too sure. Kind of a letdown, but there's really nothing we can do about it, so we gotta just carry on. Now, as far as Tassie Trailing's going, I have been working on it. Not tremendously large amount. I didn't have a lot of time, but I have got some new stuff added. I have been working on a little map that's going to go between Outback Overlanding and Tassie Trailing when I put them into a region. So there isn't really much room for any sort of harbor on Outback Overlanding unless I made some serious adjustments, because I don't think you'd be running one of those just destroyed roads I have all over that map over to a port. And I don't want to break the spirit of that map by changing it really too much. So my solution to this, and I'd love to know what you guys think about it, is to add a small map in between the two maps. It's going to take you over to a port and have a nice long beach run. I wanted to put, or I have put, some good rollers in it. Could be a nice place to do some beach running and jumping and stuff, as opposed to the flat beach on Tassie Trailing. And I also figured that this could be a good place to switch around the tasks and stuff for getting things on Outback Overlanding. Now, my solution to having an extra loading screen every time you want to go back and forth between Tassie Trailing and Outback Overlanding is going to be to have a task to build a small dock on the Outback Overlanding map that you can use, that will open a direct route from one map to the other, which is going to be beneficial when you're bringing something back and forth. So in the end, I think it's going to be kind of a neat little way to bridge the two gaps, because you're obviously going to be taking a boat to Tasmania, and it gives an extra task in Outback Overlanding that will be pretty handy if you want to cut down your loading screens. So I don't know. There you go, guys. That's what I'm kind of thinking to finish that off. As far as the single map Tassie Trailing, I'm pretty close to, like, I've got everything written out. I haven't added the new tasks into the map, but I've got most of the locators and triggers and stuff added, so I'm getting there on having the finished product. The fact that updates are kind of stalled right now has really led me to spend some more time fine-tuning on the map. I'm just not in a rush to get it out at this point, especially since it seems like they're gonna add updates in accordance when they're released for some reason. But yeah, I'm gonna get it finished up. I'm expecting probably within this week, most likely by the end of the weekend coming up, that I will actually have the full single map release ready to go out there, and then we just sit and wait on the approval process. Now, if I had to guess, the Outback Overlanding Tassie Trailing region, which I haven't come up with a name yet, so feel free if you guys have any suggestions you want to throw out there for it, is probably going to be a week after that. I just have to integrate the two maps together in terms of loading and unloading areas of tasks that are the multiple maps to complete. I need to add in gateways between the two maps, a bunch of little stuff like that that is kind of behind the scenes and not terribly interesting to watch or partake in, but it's the stuff that makes it all work. So that is going to be my next goal after releasing the single map version, which, like I said, is going to be sometime in the next few days. You'll see the full release come out, and then I'll start hammering away on the region, putting it together. I have been kind of, like I said, working on the region stuff. I just, you have to make a complete copy of each map, and then you can change stuff, so that way when we have these fun updates that break stuff, I have a version for the region and a version for the single map, because they're going to have different stuff in them. And I learned the hard way with highway hauling was the worst one, that you can't use the same map for the region and single map, or you're going to end up forgetting that you made changes to adjust the two. So as confusing as that was, it just takes extra time to copy everything over, and yeah, it'll be coming soon. Now, one other thing I've been really trying to hammer down, and I'm not totally sure, but is what I want to build next. Now, when I started Tassie Trailing, I originally had anticipated doing a second map for Outback Overlanding to join to it, and I, in a way, had kind of a Bennington style map, only set in Australia, so a little different, but a significantly more civilized map. And then when you leave that area, you head out into the Outback heavy hauling. I might have said overlanding earlier, I'm sorry. So the Outback heavy hauling map, I feel like it needs a civilized place to bring stuff out to the Outback, and that would just increase the amount of tasks significantly. So that's one option. The next option, and these are suggestions that a lot of people come out with, but are either a UK focused map, New Zealand, Victoria. Like, one that I've really been mulling over is Northern Victoria, and having a map like Manchester that had snow up at the top of the hills but green grass at the bottom, which was kind of a fun dynamic. I'm just really not sure which way to go after this map. So if anyone wants to throw out what they would like to see, maybe we'll poll the people and see what you guys think. All are options, and I'll get to everything in time, but I'm just not really sold on if I should complete the heavy hauling idea. Everyone's really enjoying trail mapping adventures now, like trailing, sorry, more than, I don't know. I don't know what everyone likes. I'm pretending to, but you guys let me know. I just want to keep putting out stuff that we're all going to enjoy, and I haven't done a real task-focused map since the Near North, which still hasn't got approved. I'm going to re-update it again soon and see if maybe that'll help. I'm also really going to try and work through some of the older maps and see. I want highway hauling to get approved first. The reason I started with it is every console had a different version of highway hauling that they were playing on, and the last time I updated it when hard mode released, or a while after, I was slow on that, sorry guys, but I updated it for all that and none of it got through. I updated Canadian Shield, I updated Smoky River region, which, like, keep in mind, is probably 2 hours of dinking around for each region. And depending how quick the internet's going, you have to upload 6 different files. I got all that done, and not a single one got approved last time, which was real kick in the nether regions, we'll call it, and just kind of put me off the whole process. But I'm gonna get back to it. I just want to make sure highway hauling the region actually passes before I start putting all that time in. It was, like I said, such a downer to see not a single one get approved. It's just so much time. There's stuff in the new update that breaks things in my tasks, and I know I have to fix them, and I don't remember how many are in each map. I had to spend probably about an hour fixing the broken stuff from their new updates just to update highway hauling, let alone all the packing and rebuilding time. So I want to make darn sure that the work I'm putting in is going to get approved to you guys. I don't want to go through a weekend's worth of playing around for it to just not get approved. So yeah, bear with me. I know a lot of you guys like some of the older maps that I've made, and I really do plan on getting them updated and put through for the new consoles and hard mode added and all that. But fact is, I hate doing all that work and getting let down. It's not unusual from Snowrunner, although they're pretty good, but I have had, I mean, John Hot Rod's another one that seems to get the bad end of the stick just about every mod he uploads, and ends up waiting and waiting, and there really isn't much communication our way. I don't know what we should expect from them, but it kind of sucks to be tied to them so much. But if that gets us console mods, that gets us console mods, right? So anyways, guys, I'm gonna head out and get back to it. I appreciate you hanging around and listening to me for a while, and yeah, we'll hopefully have an update soon. In all the versions, will get the newest Tassie Trailing with tasks, and I have many more to come, so keep an eye out for it. Have a good one, guys.